So we are back with yet another review, and I figured it was about time to kind of start getting ready for Alien Romulus, which at the time of this recording comes out next week on the 15th. I don't know when I get this video on. Anytime I record a video, I never know when I'm going to get it on because there's always delays and whatnot, but I figured, yeah, time to get Aliens Fireteam Elite Pathogen out before Alien Romulus, even though I said I was going to do it. And so yeah, I figured get it out. I finally just finished it, and yeah, I have some thoughts, even though this is like several years after the DLC came out. Regardless, it's time to release it because one, I just played it, two, Alien Romulus is coming out, and so I'm in the mood for all things Alien, and three, you know, this is 11th hour reviews. We never are on time, but we do get there eventually, so let's get into it. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Aliens Fireteam Elite is a shooter that came out a couple years back. I would say 2021 or 2022. Anyway, one of those two. Came out then, and basically a lot of people equate it to World War C by Saber Interactive, which is not an unfair statement because you hold these two games side by side. They look kind of identical, which isn't really an issue for me because I do really like World War C. I should review that eventually some point, and I do really enjoy Aliens Fireteam Elite. I'll leave the review for the main game down in the description below. You can see my thoughts on it, but if you're not feeling like it, real quick, I did enjoy it because one, I'm a sucker for aliens, and two, it kind of works with the whole gameplay type and this franchise, you know. And so yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I was really intrigued by all of the DLC because they did do a lot of memorabilities with some of the costuming in the DLC. And then I saw that they were doing a campaign expansion DLC called Pathogen, and yeah, I was definitely excited. And so eventually I found it on discount and I loaded up, and kind of the main thing about this is the new campaign mission or the new campaign storyline. I forget what it's called, but it was like a flower or something. And yes, there's other things added, but like the main bulk of this is the new campaign. And it consists of 3 missions. You basically go into a hive either with 2 of your friends or with 2 bots like I did, because this isn't a game that I've been playing with people. I've just kind of been playing it myself. And honestly, if you're just looking for a little bit more alien, this is perfect. If you're hoping for something radically new, yeah, you might be a little bit disappointed with this one. There is like a new type of mission mechanic where you get an objective and they're like, okay, you need to find this item, but it's in one of 3 places. We haven't been able to narrow it down, so that's up to you. And so you have to go like these 3 places to try. Sometimes you find the first try, sometimes a little bit more often you find the second try. Usually you find on the 3rd try. Thankfully they don't run this type into the ground, but you know, they were trying to mix things up a bit, so I guess I appreciate that they did that. Just it could have been overdone, so I would say that easily could have been overdone, and thankfully they didn't do that. And so you basically just get 3 missions, which doesn't sound like a lot, and honestly it isn't, especially if you're going into these missions with a fully upgraded character. They do have like a recommendation that your character should be above like a 500 rating. I played it with an upgraded character, and I barely finished it by the skin of my teeth. So it's not the easiest thing out there. But if you've already played the campaign, it should be super easy for you to play. And in these 3 missions, they throw in a bunch of variations of former enemies, plus kind of one new one. And, like, for the most part, I did enjoy them. If you really get down to it, they're just like a skin variation to enemies you've already fought before. But, hey, they made effort. I do kind of like that. And there was kind of one new enemy that I don't want to verbally spoil, but you'll probably see in the footage I gathered for this. And, yeah, it was kind of cool seeing, like, kind of that new enemy boss enter into the game. I don't think you fought this type of boss at the end of the base campaign. I could be misremembering. It's been a while since I played the base campaign. And then in this DLC, they do add a bunch of new gear or emotes, decals. I think like 4 new weapons. I did play around with like one of the weapons. It's kind of fun. I haven't unlocked all of them yet. And look, I'm still going to bring it up. I'm still upset that they haven't added a first-person mode to this game. World War C did it. You guys should do it to Alien Fireteam Elite. Now, granted, with the recent rumors that they're working on a sequel, they're probably wrapping down, production on this, and probably not going to add anything exciting like that. It's not like with World War C, where they're still working on that game. It's kind of become a live service game, even though you can play that game completely offline, and it's still popular. Gee, that's kind of surprising. I'm being very sarcastic there. There's also a new hardcore mode that was added in. I think it might have been added on launch day with an update. I vaguely remember being able to access the hardcore mode without having the Pathogen DLC, and like, I haven't really gotten into it simply because I am a solo player, and they have kind of insinuated that, yeah, you don't want to try hardcore mode unless you and your 2 friends have completed the campaign. And so I don't think the bots are going to be able to help me with that. So I haven't even really dabbled that much in the hardcore mode. So if you're hoping to get information on that, you're kind of shit out of luck on this video. So ultimately, is this DLC worth the $15? No. I think this was a little bit overpriced. If this was $9, I could see like saying, yeah, absolutely. And if you see this on sale, yeah, get it. If you're an Alien fan, absolutely get it. But if you just see it for the $15, I think it's a little bit too pricey. Yes, it is more Aliens, and I really enjoy getting more Aliens, but it's just that. It's just more. There's nothing drastically new with this DLC. There's nothing amazing. There's nothing that like is earth-shattering. It's just, hey, here's 3 more levels of the campaign you just finished. It's like, okay. And so, I mean, that's not a deal breaker. It's not terrible, but at the same time, I think 15 is just a tad too pricey for it. So ultimately, I did enjoy this because I am a sucker for Alien, but it didn't raise the bar at all. So anyway, that's been my review of Aliens Fireteam Elite Pathogen. What did you guys think? Say off in the comments down below. My name is Christopher Kyle with 11 Hour Reviews, and that will be all for today.